Buck Showalter named the American League Manager of the Year. I'm Jim Baskel with the latest ESPN headlines. The Baltimore skipper engineered a 96-win season this past year. This is his third honor as Manager of the Year with 3 different teams. We are joined on the phone by Major League Baseball senior writer Jerry Crasnick. And Jerry, this skipper that won again 96, he garnered 25 first-place votes, beating out Mike Scioscia of the Angels and Ned Yost of the Royals. What gave Showalter the edge?
Well, Jim, this was a tough year for American League Manager of the Year. It was a stacked field. You know, Scioscia had a great year with the Angels, Ned Yost, obviously, and, you know, Lloyd McClendon did a terrific job with Seattle, almost got them to the playoffs. He didn't even finish in the top 3. I think what set Showalter apart is a couple things. You know, there's a perception in baseball, and I think it's correct, that he's just an amazingly prepared guy. You know, he uses his bullpen probably better than any other manager. He uses his roster well. He's created a culture, certainly, in Baltimore after all those years of losing that's a lot different from what they had before. And obviously the other thing this year was he navigated some really potentially crippling injuries with guys like Wieters and Machado going down with injuries, and Chris Davis with a suspension for failing a drug test. So, you know, losing all those guys and still overcoming it and winning the American League East, which is a very difficult division, made it a pretty easy choice, I think, for a lot of people.
Hey, Jerry, 94 with the Yankees, 04 with the Rangers, 14 with the Orioles. Decade apart on each time, 3 different organizations, 3 times he won Manager of the Year. How do you suppose Buck Showalter is ultimately going to go down among the all-time great skippers with regards to the success he's had with different organizations over the course of time?
Well, Jim, his perception publicly, I think, has evolved quite a bit. You know, for a while, he was the fair-haired boy. Then he became known as the guy who micromanages too much and won't let people do their jobs and wears out their welcome. And he's really found new life in Baltimore, along with Dan Duquette, who is Executive of the Year. Both of them have really found an ideal spot. And now I think he's known as the guy who really changed the culture in Baltimore and really brought back the tradition. And it was great, you know, what he did. I think ultimately, though, you know, to get to that next level, he's going to have to win a world championship. And that's the thing that's eluded him. But, you know, he did win a playoff series this year, got closer, and, you know, they just need to take another stride for him to sort of reach that next echelon.
He's ESPN senior Major League writer Jerry Crasnick. Jerry, thanks for the insight.
Thanks, Jim.
Again, Buck Showalter wins the American League Manager of the Year despite injuries that he lost Manny Machado and Matt Wieters to injuries for the season and had a long suspension to first baseman Chris Davis. You can read more about this story right here on ESPN.com. With the latest ESPN headlines, I'm Jim Baskel.